Hey guys, so it is, well, you guys are in bed. It's still kind of early for me to be going to bed. It's like a little after 3 in the morning. Um, I'll probably go to sleep like around 7, no later than 8. But, so I had, um, my day started out great yesterday. I had a plan for the day and it pretty much worked out how it was supposed to until it came to my grocery order. So, okay, my day was going as planned, it was going well. I made this sacrifice at dinner time just to choose. I'm like, you know what? Let's just get some pizza because all of the restaurants were jam packed, and I knew my grocery order had a pickup slot. So it was between 8 and 9. So we didn't leave my mom's until like it was after 7. So, I mean, that didn't leave a whole lot of time to be able to go wait at a restaurant for an hour, get seated, order, eat, all that stuff. So, I'm like, you know what? I actually did have a taste for pizza. But Aubrey was shocked. She was like, I just knew you were going to want like hook and rail or something, which I could have eaten something like that. But like I said, I know that I don't know when I'm going to be off again. And I know that I needed stuff from the grocery store to get us through until I'm off again. Stuff that we use a lot of, like bottled waters, fresh fruit, stuff like that. Um, so I had put my order in early yesterday, like early in the morning when me and her went out for our hike. And that was, they had all. so, um, so yeah, so we're out, and I said, let's just get some pizza because everything else is packed, and it's just going to be the safest way to go. And I was hungry, I was getting tired, I was really wanting to go home. So we got our pizza. We sat down and ate and stuff, and we had a good time. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect timing. You know, by the time we're done, it'll be time to pick up our grocery order. So we get in the car, and I said, well, let me check because they usually send an email telling me what substitutions that they have, if any. So I check my phone, and I'm like, they send an email saying the order is delayed up to 2 hours. Okay. So at this time, it was probably about 8 something. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like thinking about it. I went ahead and called because I'm like, this Walmart is not 24/7. I know they're going to close earlier than most. They're not 24 hours. So I know they close like around 10 or 11 o'clock. So I was calling, not getting an answer. So at the store, so I ended up calling customer service, and I got somebody, and she really didn't help. She pretty much told me what I already knew, was that I got an email that said my order was going to be ready within 2 hours, 2 more hours because it was delayed. So my question was to her, you know, about when should I expect this order because it's getting late, and I don't want to be stuck without groceries. So she's like, oh, I give you. She kind of had broken English, so it was kind of difficult, but she was really nice. She said, I'll give you a $10 credit, next purchase or whenever you want to use it. So, okay, fine. I still need to know about when I'm going to be able to pick this order up. So she couldn't really tell me that. And I said, okay, well, what am I to do if it gets close to the store closing time and no one I still don't have an email about my order. And, she's like, well, you can try to call back and reschedule this and that. And I'm just like wanting to end the call by this time. I'm like, okay, fine. So me and Aubrey go home or come home, and we kind of got settled. I couldn't get too comfortable because I'm like, it's the minute I do, it's going to be, I'm going to get a call or something. So sure enough, I'm up here in my room. I'm putting stuff away from the day and just getting stuff out for tomorrow. And I see an email pop up and it says that I have 5 substitutions to review for my order, and that at the same time I had 2, and that my order is ready for pickup. So I went ahead and clicked on the substitutions and looked at those, and it was okay. I had one that was for because I had ordered a 12-pack of A&W caffeine-free zero sugar pop, and so I they were trying to substitute it with regular A&W low sodium. I'm like, how's that work out? Just substitute it with at least something diet, if nothing else. So I was going to wait till I got there to talk to somebody and say, can you please just give me Sprite Zero instead, because it's caffeine free and zero sugar. So I went ahead and let Aubrey know the order's ready. I'll be back. I get there. There are several other cars there for pickup, grocery pickup. And they have designated parking spots for that. Several other cars there. So I see that a lady is getting out of her car and she's going and she's looking in the grocery pickup entrance is all glass. So you can see from top to bottom in that area. There's no sign of people. So while she's looking in there, I get out my car and I ask her, I said, have you been waiting long? And she's like, yeah. She's like, no one's coming out. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys have seen, I did a video about this a couple of years ago. I used the same Walmart for grocery pickup. I went to pick my groceries up and no one ever came out with my groceries. I came home, called customer service. I threw a major fit. They said, go back, they're gonna bring your groceries out. I went back, no one still bought my groceries out ever. Like, I spent 2 hours driving back and forth going to that Walmart trying to get my groceries. It was crazy. So as soon as she said that no one was coming out, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, not again. So the man that was parked on the left of me, she was parked on the right side of me with someone else. There was another car beside her. There was 2 cars across the way. Cars started pulling off, like at least 2 at the same time pulled off. The man next to me on my left side gets out of his car and he's like, he said, I've been waiting 30 minutes already. And he said, I work a little bit far away. He said, I could have just stayed at work. I could have gone somewhere to pick up groceries out that way instead of coming here and not being able to get my groceries. So we're looking around and there are 2 Walmart workers in the parking lot. They're not going to the grocery pickup area. They're getting ready to go in the main entrance. And so, the lady flags them down to come over here, and the young man is like, okay, he understands. He was like, I'm gonna go in there and find out what's going on and I'll be right back. He never came back. Like 25 minutes, more minutes went by and he never came back. I was getting irate, like seriously. Here I am, I've adjusted dinner plans where I could have done something a little bit different for dinner. I could have, spent dinner at a place that maybe me and her would have wanted to be at more, but yet I was trying to make a sacrifice because I knew I needed to have groceries because I don't know when I'll be off again. This is my last day off. And so I'm like, unbelievable. So I get in my car, I call in the store a few times, no one answers. So then I call, and I tried to get numerous departments. No one was answering, but the store is still open. And there's not like crazy amount of cars in the parking lot. So it doesn't look like it's a case where they're just swamped. It didn't look like that at all. So I called customer service back. And when I called customer service back this time, I get a man on the phone, and he says he also had a little bit broken English. He was a little bit difficult to understand, but he said, yeah, he said, they're going to come to your house and bring them, drop your groceries off, and they'll be there in just a few minutes. They're on their way over there now. I said, sir, what are you talking about? I said, I am at Walmart, parked in the grocery pickup spot, waiting to pick up my groceries because I got an email saying that my groceries were ready. So I am at the store, not at home. And he goes, oh, I understand. So then I'm like, well, what are you talking about? They're going to drop them off. How's that happen? So he hangs up. Oh my goodness. So then I take some deep breaths because I feel like I'm getting ready to start completely cutting up with whoever answers the phone when I call again. So I went ahead, I waited a few minutes, I called again, I got a man on the phone, and he was the most helpful of the people that I spoke with. He said that he didn't know what was going on. He tried to call into the stories. He too said no one was answering. He said that when he, because at first he was trying to tell me, well, they're probably just busy. If you wait a little bit longer, I had to cut him off. I said, sir, they are not busy. That is not the case. That is just how this Walmart has been allowed to operate, because I've had the same exact thing happen to me before. And one of the other people parked out there said that he had the same experience before. I said, so it's not a case of being busy. It's a case that they've been allowed to operate in this manner. So he's like, well, okay. So to make a long story short, he said, we can do a couple things. He said, you can wait for a little bit longer. And I'm like, what would I do that for? And he said, or you could reschedule and come first thing in the morning. I said, no. I said, I'm done. I said, I want a refund and I will not be back. And he was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I understand this and that. He said, we're going to go ahead and get your order canceled so you can get refunded. And he said that when he went in the system to take care of that transaction, what was going on with this particular store, that there were 50 other customers that were trying to get their groceries from that store. They were either on their way or had been there and waited and not gotten their groceries. So he was like, well, I guess I'm going to be busy tonight because they're probably going to be calling too. Is that not ridiculous? Come on, Walmart. Like, for real. It's just that is completely unacceptable. And it sucks because the food that I've gotten there has been so much better to me than what I was getting here at Kroger. And the plant-based foods, I had more options there. But I mean, if it means that I'm going to have to go through this and possibly not get my groceries sometimes, I mean, no, I don't think so. Walmart, you need to do better. It's just, so when I came back home, at first I called Aubrey and I'm like telling her what's going on, and she's like, what? And so I come back home, and I thought she was going to be just still in the bed because it's late. She's got to get up early for work. And so she was waiting on the steps. And she's like, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, they're going to get an email, a call, or something from me at the corporate level. I said, because this is not okay. I mean, here I am. Now I'm in a bind where I have to either schedule a grocery delivery, or, I mean, I just know how I am during the week. If you all have seen any of my videos, the likelihood of me getting up out of my sleep in the daytime and going to do any grocery shopping is, even to pick up groceries, and then I would have to bring all the groceries in and put them away. my sleep in the daytime is so important. Yeah, I can get up early and go to a doctor's appointment kicking and screaming. Yes, I can get up early and go to the nail shop where I pretty much just have to drive myself there and sit there, and I can, you know, relax in a chair. But going to a grocery store where I have to actually do transactions and look for stuff and carry stuff, I'm not. I don't think so. So at some point I'll figure out what to do. Luckily, like, we still have a lot of food in the freezer, like plenty of different types of fish. We still have some chicken. I still have some plant-based stuff, vegetables. It's just the fresh fruit is what I really needed, in the bottled waters and juices like orange juice, lemonade, stuff like that that we drink a lot of. I'm not gonna have. Luckily, I have coffee grounds, or else I would really be pissed. You know, I needed bread, just certain things. I'm like, this is so inconvenient, and it just makes me think, what if this was someone like, you know, my mom? If my mom had to deal with this for any reason, first of all, she would go all in on whoever, but I just would not want to have to see her deal with that, the hassle of leaving the house thinking she's going to get groceries, and then all of a sudden she doesn't have any groceries, and then trying to figure out how to get back to get the like, man, that really had me. Luckily, I have enough pizza left over that I could take that for lunch tomorrow, and I also have enough. I had made some a plant-based taco mix, chipotle taco mix, and I added some like corn in it. I was gonna add black beans, but I didn't have any, but I added corn and onion and garlic, and I had it in soft tortillas, but the soft tortillas, I don't even know if I have any more soft tortillas. You know, I could take that and maybe get some tortilla chips or Doritos or Fritos or something to eat with it at work, or, you know, warm it up and throw it over a salad with some cheese or something. I don't know. But yeah, so Walmart really, they showed their true colors again. And I thought that they had gotten so much better, because the interaction that I was having the last 3 times or 2 times that I ordered was really professional. You know, they were on time with everything. It had all my groceries. Everything was so good and fresh. The selection was great. And then this happens, like, and then for the own customer service to not be able to get an answer at the store, calling, because he said he called and tried to get through to multiple departments. No one's answering. But I'm used to that at that Walmart because it happened before. So, and apparently I'm not the only one, because like I said, the one of the people waiting said that he had the same thing. That he said that's why he hates dealing with this Walmart, because they do that. That's what he said. That's what they do. He's had that happen before. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's only happening because they are allowed to operate in that way. I'm pretty sure if somebody from the corporate level would be like, put a stop to it. You know, we got these complaints. This is not okay. This is bad representation of our company. If they would just, you know, do something about it. But maybe it's easier not to. You know, people are so hard up to maintain employees to, you know, to do the jobs. It's just crazy. So yeah, that's how that went. I ended up with no groceries. So I have food. I just didn't get the groceries that I needed and wanted. So kind of thinking about, well, I'm not now, but I was thinking about going ahead and coloring my hair. I think I was just having a stressful moment, and that's the kind of stuff that helps de-stress me when I do stuff like that. Color hair, do hair, put together an outfit or something like that. But I was like, I'm just over it. I made a pot of coffee and just kind of chilled out for a second. So yeah. So yeah, there you go. Day was beautiful, and then Walmart put a crappy ending to it. So, okay, you guys. Well, I just kind of wanted to touch base and talk to you guys about that. I don't know if any of you have had the same experience at Walmart or any other store, but it is not okay. If any of you know somebody at Walmart who works at Walmart in customer service, pass this information on. I'm gonna try to send an email out or something probably tomorrow, but well, now that I got that off my chest, I might be able to, chill out now. So thanks for listening.